All right, welcome 90 Day Challengers. So this is video number 1. This is going to be nutrition, a little overview too as well on the 90 Day Challenge and what you guys can be expecting. This is our 5th 90 Day Challenge that we've done. So some things have been modified a little bit as well. Every time we do these, we get more feedback. So one of the number one things that I want to tell everybody is make sure that you're keeping in contact with either myself or Connor as you go through this process on things you're noticing, things of that nature. Don't be afraid to ask questions. That's the biggest thing that still after doing 4 of these that we've noticed that people still have a tendency to be afraid to ask questions. Listen, there's no silly question. Food, workouts, those all can be very, very challenging. So we highly recommend if you have questions, make sure you get with us and ask them, okay? All right, so first things first. Need to make sure that you have your 90-day challenge booklet, okay? This booklet, do not lose this booklet because it has a ton of information in it. Also in the back, it has a thing in the back that we're using to keep you guys' measurements, okay? So if you lose it, you lose your measurements. Now, the measurements, we'll get to that here in a bit, but the measurements, definitely we want you to keep them for you. So 90-day challenge booklet, make sure that you have one, that you've signed off, that you've received one from us, okay? So let's go over the booklet real quick. The biggest thing on the booklet that I tell people is there's some information here that is going to be for later on in the 90 days, all right? I'm giving you access to that stuff already and the ability to look at it. If you jump ahead too far, too quick before you're ready, one or two things will happen. One, you'll get really confused, which usually does happen. Or two, you'll start seeing awesome results, which is great. But the problem is if you get so far ahead and you don't take care of the basics at the beginning, okay, your foundation's not built, and at the end of it all, when you get to about day 45, 50, which you'll hear me talk about a lot, day 45 is the big mark of where if you've jumped ahead too fast without having a good base, that it becomes a little more of a struggle, and we've got to try to do some quick things to fix it. So just follow the process. Don't jump ahead if you can. It'll help out a ton for you in the process, okay? All right, so biggest thing we want to talk about is the quick start manual. So when you look at this, this has the quick start guide for you in the front. All right, so the quick start guide, very simple. We break everything into phase 1, 2, and 3. So this is that part I'm talking about jumping ahead. If you are not going to do phase 1 and you jump right to phase 2 and get into phase 3, by the time it's time to do those phases, you don't have anywhere to go. You've already been there for so long, and your body doesn't get the changes that we want it to. Okay, so try to stick to these as much as you can. Now, I do understand that some people may be a little ahead of this. Some people may be a little behind this. It may take them a little longer to get through these phases. That's fine. I'll know, and I'll be able to kind of guide you through it when it's time for you to go to the next phase. Okay, but everybody's starting off right now. Nobody should be starting in phase 2. Okay, so phase 1, as you can see, the big thing we talk about is building our nutrition base and building our resistance base. But nutrition base and that foundation is the biggest piece in the first phase, all right? So working with your coach. Now, I use the term coach a lot throughout this manual. Now, the coach now, for you guys that know this, the coach now is either myself, Connor, or you have a mentor, okay? So now your mentors, they're there to kind of help give some guides, some questions that are easy questions for them to answer, things like that. But they also, all the mentors have the ability to get a hold of me a lot easier sometimes, maybe because they may be in a class with me whenever you're not, or I like the mentor program that we're started because it's something new. If there's 2 or 3 of you guys working on a problem, it gets done a lot faster than if it's just you by yourself trying to work on that problem, okay? So really big piece. So the coach piece, that kind of falls into your trainers and your mentors as well here at the facility, okay? So resistance training. So here's the big piece on resistance training. We're just requiring at a minimum, we tell everybody a minimum of 3 days a week is what we're looking for, okay, of resistance training. Now that resistance training can consist of a couple of different things from upper body to lower body stuff, things of that nature. So that's what we're really, really focusing on in the first phase there, okay? So phase 1, we also have cardio. We recommend 2 cardio days. Now, the beauty of the way our classes work is we have Monday, and then we have till Tuesday, Monday and Tuesday basically are lift days. Our Wednesday is a cardio day. It's a metabolic day. We do use weights and things of that nature, but it is a cardio-based type of program on Wednesday. Sunday as well is a cardio-based program. So for you guys that don't push yourself in cardio, don't really want to do it on your own, don't want to just go run or get on a piece of equipment, those are the days for you to get your cardio in. So you have Wednesday and Sunday that you can get it in, and then you could do Monday, Tuesday, and Friday as your lift days. And there right there is your entire phase one with your days off in between. Okay? So that is kind of what you're looking at there. All right, guys? So that right there real quick is the phase one. Phase two, we go from the 3 to then we up to 4 is what we up to in our lift days. We start breaking into particular muscle groups, things of that nature. And then we go to where we want everybody to come to a metabolic day. And then we would highly suggest them adding another day of cardio that's interval based at that point. Okay, so I'm just following along right in our quick start guide here, okay? So making sure that we're really focusing on that stuff as we go through those different phases. The whole time education is still the biggest piece. That is probably what makes our program one of the most successful programs, and why we get results. People not only get great results, but they keep their results, is because we put a lot of education behind it, so that way you can just continually do it over and over, and this booklet becomes basically your guide that you can maintain. You can keep for the rest of your life, that can tell you how to manipulate and change things as we go. Okay, guys? So that right there is our quick start guide. Okay, so this is video number 1. Went over the quick start guide. We're going to go over some more of the material in the book in these next videos, so make sure you check them out.